Hi everybody, I'm Jeremy Tank, the owner and creative director of Think Tank Creative. We are the intelligent creative studio specializing in brand strategy and business design for your business growth. Today, we're going to talk about the process we use and why it's effective. Not many creative people think about the way business and solving problems helps you. I know plenty of designers who focus on delivering gorgeous designs with beautiful photography and beautiful typography. How do I know what creatives think about? Am I psychic? No, I've walked in their shoes. I've worked in this field for over 20 years. Being part of the industry, I understand the strengths of design and the difference design can make when specifically applied to a business. Before we jump down that road, let's get back to basics and build a foundation together. Even though we all have eyes and ears and time on this planet, we each view the world around us differently. We can't force someone to see the world as we see it, just like we can't make them fall in love with us simply because we might want them to. But maybe, just maybe, we could take a shower, get a haircut, shave, put on nicer clothes, and try to catch their attention. We can ask what they're looking for in love and see if it's the same thing as us. We can tell them how we feel and see how they feel in return. These are all ways to close that communication gap. And again, maybe it works and maybe it doesn't. If you don't try, you will never know. This is why I say action creates clarity. Overthink it and you get stuck in your head, stagnating. It's the same with your business and your products. The way people feel about your business and products is called your brand. To be clear, your logo is not your brand. A logo is a thing people learn to associate with your brand. Your logo is part of the costume your brand wears. Like falling in love, we can't force people to like our brand. But we can certainly shower and shave and try to influence the feelings others might have. We can tell them why we exist and what we stand for. We can invite them to join us and we can open a dialogue. So these are the two primary pillars of strategy. The brand, your company, product, service, event, or idea, and your customer. In my experience, marketing tries to make the connection between the brand and customers, but the marketing connection is based on sales for the company and a transaction for the customer. There is no heart. No joy, just business. That's not a brand, that is just business. To have a brand, you need to have a reason people care about your brand. You must build experiences that create feelings. It turns out experiences build far more value than the things we buy. Experiences cause reactions, release chemicals into our blood, and help people feel value that's beyond words. Brands like Apple create experiences which influence customer love all over the world. To do that for your brand, first, we need to create objectives and design a path to achieve those objectives. Brand strategy is the mission of the brand. It's a carefully devised plan for achieving your objectives over a period of time. Fuzzy objectives equal a fuzzy brand. A fuzzy brand is bad business. That's why objectives are the third pillar of strategy. Why is your brand in business? What is your brand trying to achieve? What steps move your brand forward? Which challenges hold your brand back? By defining your brand's objectives, we focus your brand strategy. Your brand is alive and is always in motion, cycling between your customers and your company in pursuit of your objectives. Every part of your company is touched by your brand. Brand strategy connects all of the pieces inside your company to all of the pieces on the outside of your company. Brand strategy guides you through the right doors to the future you want to build. Brand strategy creates alignment of the brand vision and holds it for all internal team members, employees, contractors, and customers to see, feel, and embrace. What does this look like with Think Tank Creative, and why is it different than other brand design processes? Let me break it down. The first step in our process is creating your brand strategy. This is the reason your brand exists. It's why. This involves conveying a full understanding of your brand and your customers to our process through a strategy sprint, mood boards, customer personas, empathy boards, stylescapes. Next, we align your brand strategy with your objectives. Objectives are the how of your brand. To achieve your objectives, teams, marketing, hiring, and goals funnel through the brand filter into your company and down into teams to define each person's tasks in relation to the brand objectives. When all team members are rowing in the same direction, a brand gains a joie de vivre, a joy of living that customers and company outsiders notice. Companies that hit this point include Southwest Airlines, Tom's, and Apple. The last piece is the actual deliverables. This is where most designers are hired. They never see or feel the strategy, thus are disconnected from the joy of living in the brand. They never learn the brand's why or how customers feel about the brand. Their job is simply to work within parameters to create logos, websites, and trade show materials that look pretty and don't embarrass anyone. That's a pretty low bar to set. But how can we expect more when they're left out of 2/3 of the conversation? That is why we start with brand strategy for every client. We create clarity and direction for the brand first. Then, we align your team to the brand cause, helping you own your brand story and create impact and emotional appeal. But that's not all, because there's one more problem. It's not all sunshine and gummy bears in the world of economics. By Adobe's last count, people see more than 8,000 marketing messages each day, and over 14,000 brand messages each day, which is why we focus on branding for your brand. Branding is the concept of evaluating the world around your brand and choosing to do something different. It's not enough to be in business today. Too many businesses offer the same products or services all around the world. This creates a competition where customers can't tell which is better, so they opt for the cheapest. In a race to be the cheapest, everyone loses. You have to be unique and different to catch your potential customers' attention, and they will value you more for it. When you're different, you stand out, and then you can impress your customer with your awesomeness. Create moments of joy. Create opportunities for surprise. Brands that stand out with moments of awesome get noticed and grow faster, because there are a ton of businesses out there that continue to just do good business. Having a brand doesn't matter to them, and that's not a bad thing. But you can see they all kind of blend together into one another. Nothing is exceptional until one invests in their brand and the market shifts. Suddenly there's a market leader because that brand is more visible. Then others follow, attempting to stand out. This is actually where many industries are today. There are brands, there are businesses, and there is heavy competition. Thanks to the internet and media overload, it's actually tough to stand out in any market today. Branding helps differentiate and is best served as a continuous cycle of exploration and adaptation, frequently evolving and changing to create customer interest and market differentiation. This happens by selecting niches and utilizing customer feedback to its most potent force. Since customers are the second pillar of strategy, it makes sense to include their feedback to guide your brand's growth. To help build a brand customers' hearts are invested in. Some companies you may know have invested millions of dollars and decades to build their brand. They literally don't even need to put their name in text anymore, and their customers know exactly what to expect from a business with this sign on the front. In the age of the internet, there's no reason to let your brand feel small and feeble. It doesn't take decades to build your brand anymore. In fact, that's one thing designers excel at, making one thing look and feel like another. If you want to look like $1 million company and grow your brand into that company, it's possible. Do it. But customers aren't fools. And if you push too far, if you don't feel authentic, if the distance between the brand you project and the brand experience you create is too different, you'll lose them. So that's how Think Tank Creative is different. We connect your brand with your customers. We create stories, experiences, and heart for your brand. We plan your brand strategy based on the 3 pillars of strategy: your brand, your customers, and your objectives. We research, examine, and propose a path to reach your ideal future. We help differentiate your business from competition. And we help you stay true to to your brand, so you don't lose the emotional ground you've gained with customers. Finally, we help by designing and creating the deliverables you need to reach your brand objectives. This keeps every aspect of your brand aligned. A brand is more than most people give thought to. A brand is the feeling someone has towards your company, product, service, person, event, idea. A brand is not branding, but it influences branding and so much more. A brand builds relationships with customers because they are one of the pillars of creating your brand. A brand makes a promise to accomplish an experience, and failure to keep that promise crashes authenticity. Which is why I remind you to be bold, fearless, and brilliantly you. It's the only way to be. Think Tank Creative specializes in brand strategy and business design to authentically connect your brand with your customers. We help business leaders with business growth objectives clarify their brand's why and joy of being, the raison d'etre and joie de vivre, through our structured process to create aligned brand management, confident direction, and effective marketing. Schedule a free consultation on our website today. Visit www.thinktankcreative.studio. We'd love to help your business grow.